told me 10 years ago that I'd be sitting next to David Guetta working in Ableton, I tell you you're crazy, there's no chance. Or if you told me my work with 600 plus producers would lead them to play shows like Ultra or EDC, and my help on their productions would lead them to sign to labels like Monster Cat, Tool Room, Anjuna, Armada, Nightbase, Confession, it goes on and on and on. Again, I would tell you you're crazy, there's no way. Well, I would have been wrong. Hello everyone, my name is Zach Edward, and I don't think I've ever really introduced myself on this channel before. Some of you probably know me as that Vin Diesel looking guy on Instagram who provides cool production tips. I also get that I look like this guy, but let's just leave it at that because I don't have to explain to my mom who he is. However, I'm sure the majority of you have no idea who I am. I thought it'd be kind of cool to just get outside the DAW for once, no tutorial, and instead talk, because the last 10 years have been a whirlwind. I went from failing out of college because I played too much Guitar Hero, and yes, that is a sad but true story, to becoming a DJ, and then a producer where I was fortunate enough to sign my own records to labels like Ultra. I was even lucky enough to play shows in different countries and continents. And now I'm helping 600 plus artists at Cosmic Academy do those same things. But honestly, they're doing shit 10 times bigger and more impressive than anything I've ever done, and it's fucking awesome. At this moment, I've been with Cosmic for over 10 years, and I have a really unique perspective because I wasn't always a teacher. Yes, that's right, I was their first student. Currently though, I'm in my mid-30s, as you could probably tell from my receding hairline. The shaved head isn't a choice, it's my only option at this point. But if we rewind 15 years ago before this cosmic journey started, I was getting kicked out of college. I mean, I hated school. I wasn't necessarily a bad student. I just was not a fan of sitting in a lecture hall with 300 people and some professor, monotonously talking about organic chemistry. That just wasn't for me. So I decided to take the route my parents would be most proud of, and I stopped going to class and I played a lot of video games. I legit became top 10 online in both Madden and Guitar Hero. I have no shame admitting this. I was that person who was able to play through the fire and flames on expert, 100% perfect score. If you know, you know. So that was me. I didn't go to class. I got kicked out of school. All of this put me back home in New Jersey with my parents, but this is when everything changed. And it's not that I grew up and took my education more serious. Instead, it was just that I found music during this time and the DJing production stuff. EDM was just starting to get big, and these mashup DJs were the coolest thing because it was sort of an easy introduction to this kind of music, but it actually got me off the video games because I said to myself, I have to learn how they're doing this. I want to learn how to make these mashups. Well, I figured it out pretty quickly, and I started releasing them. Now, at the time, there weren't really people releasing mashups. Before I knew it, I had all the biggest names playing my mashups, and they were literally hitting me up, from Hardwell to Tiesto to Nicky Romero, David Guetta. All these crazy names were playing them. And then I'll never forget this moment. I got an email from a big DJ, and they're like, hey, send us some original work. We love your mashups. I was like, fuck, shit, what do I do? All I currently know how to do is cut audio from 2 songs and mash them together. So here's this prime opportunity I have, but I can't make the most of it. It's like my foot is wedged in the door and they're trying to slam it, but I do still have my foot in there, not letting that door close. This is actually when I joined Cosmic Academy as a student. Way back in March 2013, I flew down to Miami, Florida to take the class. It was a little bit different back then. Now we do it online through Zoom, but at the time it was run in Miami, and they had this $1 million home in South Beach with a studio in the house, boat out back, jet skis out back. It was awesome. And it was a month long. So this was the same time in 2013 when Ultra did 2 weekends in a row. I think it was Swedish House Mafia's last Ultra performance, so of course they had to stretch it out over 2 weeks. That month did accelerate me, and it kickstarted my production journey. And about maybe 6 months later, I think I released my first original productions. And it's pretty funny when I go back and listen to them now. I'm gonna show you 2 of them really quick just so you could appreciate it. Then within the first year, I do sign my first original, and I was fortunate enough to get a remix opportunity on Ultra Records, thanks to my buddies Andrew and Gino, who live down here. They go by Calusa now. They also run Hurry Up Slowly, if you're familiar with them. Really good guys, talented dudes. So they hooked me up with that opportunity because we were Cosmic fans together. While all this was going on, I was also able to grow my social media pages to 50K total fans. It was wild. It was a lot of growth. This in turn led to me getting some opportunities to play shows outside of Miami and New York. York. Shit, it even took me out of the country as far as Africa. The other big one for me personally was those same artists that were playing my mashups back in the day, they're the ones who now started playing my original music. That was probably the most fulfilling moment for me as a producer because it's the biggest names recognizing my work, playing my songs at the biggest festivals on the biggest stages. It was crazy. During this time, I also started training with Cosmic Academy, learning how to teach and mentor the students. Now let's stop and enjoy the irony of this for a second. Me, Zach, the guy who got kicked out of school, is now becoming a teacher. You bet your ass I am. Huh? So if we fast forward, I'm in that same position today teaching at Cosmic Academy. I've put most of my own production and artist stuff aside so I can give my 100% focus to Cosmic and the students. And you're probably wondering, why? Like, why would anyone do that? Truthfully, when I think about it now, it's probably because I am a little bit selfish. I get far more enjoyment seeing the students succeed than I ever did when I did this stuff myself. It's like every week we have a student signing to a huge label or playing EDC or Ultra. And because I'm selfish, I get to win every single week now. It feels amazing. I could never be this good. Overall, I'm just really proud of the work we've done here the past 10 years with our students. During this time, we've also worked pretty hard just trying to give back to the producer community and offer a lot of free advice and tips. It's probably where most of you have come across us first. For example, just by providing free information, we've built our Instagram following to over 200,000 people. And amongst those followers are some really legit DJs and producers, like David Guetta, which brings me to one of the coolest moments of the past 10 years. Because if you told me 10 years ago, you're gonna be sitting next to David Guetta working in Ableton, I would have told you you're crazy. That happened. So here's the quick story. A little over a year ago, I remade a David Guetta song, one of the future rave ones. And we posted it as a reel on the Instagram page, and he actually commented on it. He said it was like 99% spot on or something. Really cool though. One thing led to another, and after several DMs back and forth, we ended up going to his Miami apartment to meet up with him. And we sat there, we talked, we drank coffee, we went into the studio, opened up Ableton, we're talking shop back and forth, showing each other cool production shit. And it was one of the coolest moments of my life because I think about where I was 10 years ago to sitting in that room with him in that moment. Fucking crazy. Like, how did I get here? It was probably a culmination of a lot of things, but look, I've seen so many regular people do extraordinary things over the last 10 years in Cosmic. These people weren't the most talented, nor did they have the best connections, but they continued to fight through every challenge thrown their way until they succeed and reach their goals. And if you're a music producer who's struggling at the moment, just keep working. As cheesy as this sounds, you can do this. I've just seen it happen so many times already that I believe it. And if you ever do feel stuck, like you need some help and development, there's a link in the description where you could apply for Cosmic. But I want to help you now, and specifically one of the things I've learned our students struggle the most with is finishing music. So the video on screen right now that you're looking at, I'm going to help you finish music faster than ever. This is shit we teach our students, how we get them to finish a song a week. Tap that video and I'll see you over there.